our best when the going is hardest, and that is exactly the spirit that Zlatko Dalic's side need to show. The spirit that took them to runners-up at the World Cup in 2018 and to third place at the 2022 World Cup. It will be Croatia to get us underway. They've made 4 changes for this game. Sučić and Pasalic getting their first starts of these Euros in attack. Stanisic and Pongracic coming in defence. Perisic, Petkovic, Maya and Juranovic dropping to the bench. 3 changes for Italy. Jorginho does keep his place. Raspadori, Retegui and Darmian coming in. Scamacca, Chiesa and Fratesi drop out. So, Croatia in possession, playing from right to left here at Leipzig Stadium. And the question is, I suppose, Chris Sutton, although Italy have battered away any sense that they might do, but how will Italy set up when they know that a point is good enough to send them through as runners-up as they come down this left-hand side, Croatia? Interchange of passes early on, wearing the white, red checked shirts, the white shorts and the white socks. Italy all in blue as Croatia spray it around at the back with Šutalo, sends it out to the right-hand side, and Stanisic will take you through the lineups in a moment. But what do we think about the approach from Italy here, Chris?
Well, the Italians have gone to the back three centre-halves. Darmian slots in alongside Calafiori and Bastoni, and they'll go man for man, middle of the park. 3v3, 2 up top. Raspadori will play off Retegui, the Genoa striker. And they'll try and carry a threat to the Croatia backline, which, got to say, in this tournament so far, have been very leaky.
Yeah, they shipped 5 goals already in these group stages as they cross the halfway line with Manchester City's Mateo Kovacic, and it's the Croatia fans all around us that are raising their voices as one, raising their arms out wide and then clapping them together. But still, they're really yet to get out of their own half here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Goalless in these early stages as the ball is all the way back with their number 3, Marin Pongracic. Now down the right-hand side goes Luka Modric. Long ball over the top. It's picked up in the centre by Brozovic. And now steered all the way back to Dominic Livakovic, who is all in bright orange. He is in goal. The back 4, Stanisic, Šutalo, Pongracic and Gvardiol. Manchester City ahead of them, Modric. Could this be his final game in a major tournament for Croatia? Could it be his final game for Croatia? He won't be drawn on any retirement plans that he has, but at 38 years of age, that ends for the national side. He's coming at some point for a man who is, in the eyes of so many, the greatest Croatian footballer of all time. Brozovic and Kovacic make up that midfield 3 with Sučić, Pasalic and Kramaric up front as Croatia have it still just inside their own half.
Yeah, they're 4-3-3. Croatia may be a bit of a surprise. No, Budimir or Petkovic playing as a central striker. I think they'll be quite fluid up top. Kramaric has started as the number 9 with Pasalic out on the left-hand side, and Sučić, the young Salzburg player, off the right. And Croatia dominating the possession, had the better of the possession against Spain, albeit they were well beaten.
Here they come into the penalty area. Kramaric trying to get onto it, but it's well defended by Italy, and it goes out for an Italian goal kick. So, Italy with Donnarumma in goal. At the moment it's a back 5, but it'll switch to a 3 in possession of Di Lorenzo, Bastoni, Calafiori, Darmian and Di Marco. Ahead of them Barella, Pellegrini and Jorginho with Raspadori and Retegui up top as Croatia win it back just outside the Italy penalty area. Here is Luka Modric, 30 yards out, central position. So much excitement inside the stadium. Croatia scarves waving as he gets the ball as the shot is driven in. Brilliant save by Donnarumma. Oh, that was a super effort from distance for Croatia outside the penalty area, and Donnarumma has to tip it over. Well, he's had a good Euro so far, Donnarumma. It was Sučić who let fly the 21-year-old. He's never scored for his country. That would have been something very special indeed, Chris Sutton.
What a hit that was. 25 yards out, in off the right-hand side. Hammer of a left foot, heading into the top corner. Donnarumma brilliant save, tips it round the post.
So Luka Modric stands over this corner for Croatia. It's swung into the near post. It'll come straight back out and goes out for another Croatia throw. But they have started this game very well here in Leipzig. 5 minutes gone here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. A game that Croatia almost certainly have to win to make it through to the knockout stages. They lose the ball in midfield though, and it's sprayed out to the left-hand side, and DiMarco is racing to try and get there. He's well challenged at the back by Stanisic, and he goes out of play for an Italy throw. Chris Sutton.
I mean, the noise from the Croatia fans, heaven help if they score. I mean, blimey, it's absolutely nuts in here.
They are making a huge noise, and you might be able to tell it's Italy on the ball through the cheers and the whistles. I have to say, there is a lengthy media desk between us and the Croatia fans away to our right. When the Netherlands thought they'd scored here against France, I was rather worried that we might get covered in beer. I tell you what, I think with the energy that the Croatian fans are bringing to this game already, even though we've got a big desk in between us and those fans away to our right, I think we might be in danger, Chris Sutton. Here they come down the right-hand side. Really good start from Croatia. Just the one chance so far. Luka Sucic, 25 yards out, super shot. Good save by Donnarumma.
Yeah, it wasn't. Italy haven't got a foothold in this game yet. Croatia, they're in control, knocking the ball around at will. It looks like the Italians are going to set up to counter. Do you know what, against Spain, though, they did not lay a glove on them up until the last 5 minutes. Then they got desperate and gave it a go. They've got to offer more of a threat, hence the change up top. Retegui coming in, the horsefly, his nickname. He'll be looking to add some bite to that Italian front line. Raspadori playing in and around him.
They have the ball just outside their own penalty area, Italy, but nicely worked up over the halfway line. We'll be going to Albania, Spain shortly, but this is a good move by Italy. Di Lorenzo down the right-hand side, just plays the ball into the area. It's cleared away for an Italian throw. So, Chris Coles, come in, Albania, Spain.
Opening 8 minutes in Dusseldorf, Vicki. Albania 0, Spain 0. Spain with those 10 changes, having already won the group, have been on the back foot, actually. It's been a bright start from Albania. The minimum they need is a draw to keep them in contention. Realistically, they need a win to make the knockout stages. Albania 0, Spain 0.
Thanks very much, Chris, as Italy have the ball just outside the centre circle. Goalless here, 7.5 minutes gone. Of course, plenty of interest in that Albania game for Italy and Spain, but also for England, because if Albania fail to win tonight, England will confirm their place in the last 16. Minimum would be as one of the best third-place sides. Here come Italy down the right-hand side. Good driving run from Riccardo Calafiori. But he's lost possession, and Croatia have it with Kovacic just outside their own penalty area. Croatia, who have, since independence back in 1991, not lost to Italy. 8 meetings since then. They did play a friendly back in 1942, but since Croatia became independent, they have never been undone by the Italians. But realistically, they need a win here to get through to the last 16. Tiny possibility that a draw might be enough, but they would be so reliant on results elsewhere as they try and go through as one of the third place teams. Italy, no, just a point will take them through to the last 16 as runners-up. Spain already winners of this Group B, as Croatia have it at the back, played forward by Šutalo, and Kovacic will allow that to run out to the left-hand side, and Gvardiol, two Manchester City players exchanging passes. And now work it down to the left-hand side, and Andrej Kramaric, who plays it in field to Gvardiol. Italy well organised, as you would expect.
Those quick switches of play crucial for Croatia, playing up against a 3-5-2. They need to move the ball quickly across the pitch and get those 2v1 in the wide areas.
Still in possession, Croatia over on this right-hand side here in Leipzig on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 9 minutes gone. It's goalless as they come over the halfway line with Pongracic, the Croatian central defender. It's lost, though, by Mario Pasalic. And Italy in possession midway through their own half. Worked back just outside their own penalty area, but a loose touch almost allows Croatia in. They undid themselves against Albania in that regard. Italy, goal after 23 seconds, fastest ever at a European Championships. They fought back to win that 2-1 as Modric comes down the right-hand side, lays it out to the right, and Luka Sučić, who's had the best chance. Cracking effort saved by Donnarumma for Croatia as Croatia work it back into their own half. A little bit of pressure put on by Matteo Retegui, but nothing doing, in Croatia in possession once more. But there is a certain caution, isn't there, Chris Sutton? They're really dominating possession, but it's taking them a long time to work their way forward to the Italian penalty area.
And the Sučić effort wasn't really a great chance. It was a brilliant strike from Sučić off that right-hand side, but you can see the plan from the Italians: defend deep and then are able to break out and counter as they're doing at the moment.
That's exactly what they're doing as Federico Di Marco plays the ball into the penalty area. Can't make anything of it. Pellegrini was in there, can't reach it, and it's behind for a Croatia goal kick. Chris Sutton.
Big fan of Di Marco, but the other night against Spain, some of his crossing was absolute dross. I don't think he's brave enough there. Should try and drive closer to the byline to get a cross in. Took the easy option. And Pellegrini, that would have been an incredible header had he scored, from 16 yards.
Ball is all the way through with Donnarumma. Yes, he's had an indifferent tournament so far, Federico Di Marco. It was he who gave the ball away from that throw-in against Albania for that 23 seconds goal as the whistle goes and they win a free kick.
Could say he made his mark, Vicki.
Indeed.
Not in the right way.
Not in the right way. And he was a doubt for this one as well with a calf injury, but has shaken it off. The Inter Milan wide player and playing it left wing back. There has been discussion. We'll get to that discussion in a moment as Kovacic wins it. Really good start this from Croatia. Can they fashion a decent chance? Italy so far have restricted them to just that one effort from Sučić, which, as Chris Sutton says, was a great shot, but would have been very special had it gone in, and Kovacic has it just inside the Italy half. But in terms of the number of Italian defenders that play in a three at the back system, and he has gone with that today as Croatia work it down this right-hand side. Very good sliding clearance away by Matteo Darmian, the former Manchester United man. The ball goes out of play for a Croatia throw just inside the Italian half. Let's head back to Albania-Spain. Chris Coles.
Where Spain have just taken the lead. Ferran Torres with a beautiful finish into the bottom left-hand corner. It had been coming. Spain were beginning to flex their considerable muscle, and after 12 minutes in Dusseldorf, Albania 0, Spain 1. This would send Albania home.
Thanks very much, Chris. So good news that for Italy, good news that for Croatia, and good news as well for England. A reminder, if Albania fail to win today, England are through to the knockout stages. As Croatia have the ball with Pongracic just outside their own penalty area.
I know you're all over these permutations, Vicki.
What do you want to ask me? Oh, we could just leave it at that. I'm very happy for you to leave it at that, as Italy have it in the centre circle. There is a scenario, and it wouldn't happen unless Albania win, but we could be going down to disciplinary records and European qualifier rankings. That is unlikely now with Spain winning, and completely neutrally.
Yeah, it's not over yet, Vicki.
It is not. It is absolutely not, and I have all the maths ready to go should it be required. To this right-hand side come Italy with Di Lorenzo. Ball in is blocked behind by Gvardiol. Italy corner, 0-0. 13 minutes gone.
Italy utilising the right wing-back Di Lorenzo really well there. Good bit of passing in the middle of the pitch, switched out wide. Di Lorenzo hugging the right touchline. Good first touch. And the cross stopped from the Croatian left-back, Gvardiol.
Yeah, as we were mentioning there, Luciano Spalletti has had to answer a lot of questions about the fact that so many of these Italian players play in back threes at their club, and does it work better using that system with the national team? That's what he's gone for today. There are plastic cups being thrown at Federico Di Marco and Lorenzo Pellegrini. Stop now. Kovacic, in fact, has told the Croatian fans to stop as the ball is swung in. It's cleared away on the edge of the 6-yard box by Pasalic for Croatia, and now Modric down the left-hand side, belying his 38 years of age for about 10 yards or so, and then they do get the covering player across with Nicolo Barella, and Italy can bring it forward again. But I tell you what, every time he gets on the ball, the Croatian fans inside the stadium here in Leipzig, they just get that little bit of extra energy, and I tell you what, I don't think they need it, but they do when Modric gets on the ball. Here come Italy down this left-hand side, a little bit of pressure for Sutton. He's done really well there, and you can hear the oohs and ahs from the Croatian fans for that defending from Sutton. Very calm, takes a touch under pressure, and now Croatia work it towards the halfway line with Pongracic. Plays it back to Kovacic in the bright orange boots. It's 0-0 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 15 minutes gone in this first half. Croatia realistically really needs to win to go through to the last 16. Tiny chance that a draw might be enough to send them through as one of the best third place sides, but they'd be so reliant on results elsewhere. A point is good enough to send Italy through.
Yes, an interesting selection for Croatia. The manager, Zlatko Dalic, at that right-back area, and a decision to make. Josip Juranovic, I think more of an attacking right-back. And Josip Stanic, more of a centre-half playing out there. Plays his football at Bayer Leverkusen. Had an incredible season.
Here come Croatia down this right-hand side. A little bit of pressure here on Italy's Bastoni. He's dealt with it pretty well, but then Italy give it away on that right wing, and inside the area is Pasalic. Plays it out to the right-hand side once more as Croatia do manage to get the cross in, but Donnarumma comes and claims that. Got a little bit of a nick on the way through from Stanisic, that cross. And Donnarumma comes out quickly and gathers. Making history today, Gianluigi Donnarumma, the first goalkeeper at his age of 25, the youngest goalkeeper to rack up 10 appearances at a European Championship finals in his career, overtaking Rui Patricio, who was 28 when he did it for Portugal. Although it does depend, where you are in the 4-year cycle, doesn't it, as to when you can beat those records.
It does, but saying to Ian Dennis the other night, discussing 25 Donnarumma, and yeah, he feels like, Vicky, he's been around forever, doesn't he?
65th cap today at the age of just 25. A European champion, of course, player of the tournament, and they beat England in the final on penalties at Euro 2020. First goalkeeper to win that accolade since they introduced it as well. What a player he is, as Livakovic, who has been outstanding for Croatia in recent years as well, particularly at the World Cup, where they finished third in 2022. Penalty saving specialist. Sends it long up towards halfway. It's goalless here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Pongracic intercepts and sends it all the way back to Livakovic. He was closed down by Retegui. Can't do anything with it though, Retegui, and at the other end it's all the way back with Donnarumma, who sends it out to the left-hand side, and Calafiori, youngster himself, just 22 years of age, as he works it down to this left-hand side, and Barella will try and find the run of Di Marco, who's really getting forward from that left wing-back position. Croatia get the foot in, but Italy pick it up just outside their own penalty area. And it's all the way back with Donnarumma. So all the reaction to this game will be on the Football Daily. You can download that from BBC Sounds, and we have a bonus episode for you that I'll tell you about in a moment, because Italy were breaking through there, and the whistle has eventually gone. Matteo Retegui is eventually deemed to have been brought down by our Dutch referee Tony Macaulay, and this is a decent position for Italy midway through the Croatia half. Central position, but I guess the big question here is, if you're going to blow the whistle for that, possibly the positioning, would you consider a yellow card for Pongracic as well, or is that justice being done and there wasn't too much in that? What do we think?
Well, first of all, it was a really poor piece of play from Pongracic, left centre half for Croatia, misjudged the bounce of the ball, and then he more or less rugby tackles Retegui, tries to make up for his mistake. Say rugby tackles, gets him in a bit of a headlock, drags him to the floor. I think you're right, Vicky. Lucky not to see yellow there.
So it is just the free kick for Italy midway through the Croatian half, and they send it out to the left-hand side. A reminder, Spain in the other Group B match, Spain, who have already won this group, are leading Albania by 1-0. If Albania fail to win, England will be through to the knockout stages without having kicked a ball this evening. Of course, they will want to go through as group winners, and you can listen tomorrow on 5 Live if you tune in at this time. England against Slovenia, updates from Denmark against Serbia as well. Italy breaking towards the penalty area. It's cleared away at the back by Gvardiol.
So you've got to say, a couple of occasions, Raspadori playing up alongside Retegui has made a couple of well-timed runs in behind that Croatian backline. It's important he does that. Gives the Croatian centre-half something to think about, not everything to feet, but we see him get it to feet there. What a wonderful switch.
Beautiful, and they're coming forward now, Italy. Pellegrini into the penalty area. He's forced out of it. It's good defending by Shatalo at the back for Croatia. Goal is here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Italy come forward once again. Decent delivery, and the header is nodded wide on the edge of the 6-yard box by Matteo Retegui. And you can hear the groans from the Italian fans away to our left, and you can hear the sudden silence from the Croatian supporters, because really that should have been in the back of the net. It's inches wide of the far post. He got there up ahead of Gvardiol, and in the end it's deemed to have taken a deflection as well on its way through. It will be an Italian corner.
It did, and I just wonder how crucial it was from Gvardiol, who he loses the header but puts Retegui under enough pressure. Retegui powers the header, and it comes off the top of Gvardiol's head, and it's not far wide, half a yard. Was an opportunity. Retegui got up really well at the far post.
Now again, we've got the issues of plastic cups being thrown. We saw this against Netherlands, France. It's only a couple of them, but again, once a couple of people start doing it, more people start doing it. We've seen 3 or 4 more sail past. The Italian players, to their credit, are ignoring it, and Pellegrini now lifts it into the edge of the 6-yard box. It's cleared away by Croatia, brought down beautifully by Federico Di Marco, who's been really lively on the right-hand side there after the set piece, largely down the left as Pellegrini sends the ball back across. So it's a beautiful ball. It's blocked away as Retegui took the shot, and it's another Italian corner. Good spell of pressure from the Italians midway through the first half. We're still goalless on 5 Live and BBC Sounds.
Yeah, they work it really well. Pellegrini, good forward run on the right-hand side. Ball finds him, he volleys across him. Do you know what I think? Retegui, 12-13 yards out, should take that first time on the volley. He doesn't, he takes a touch and allows the Croatian defenders to get out and get a block on there. Should have been braver there, Retegui, taking a chance.
Now we switch to the left-hand side, and again plastic cups are being thrown. The referee...
Yeah, one. I think it's a can has hit one of the Italian players on the back there.
Yeah, this is not good. It's not clever, it's not funny, as Italy play the corner short, and again, this time, the ball into the area flies past everyone, but it's difficult for the officials, isn't it? Initially, Kovacic came over the first time it happened and said to the Croatian fans, look, just stop doing it. But as the officials, how do you try and challenge this? Can you try and challenge it? But you know, plastic cups are plastic cups. All it takes is somebody to throw something that is more damaging. It's
absolutely
ridiculous.
Just a little coming together there from the cross which went in. Bastoni and Gvardiol. Bastoni went down too easily. I think another one. I'm going to pop in the simulation game, Vicki.
Which I know you love, Chris Sutton, because you never would have taken part in it as a player. Absolutely not, as Italy win a free kick just inside the Croatian half, and that is our first booking of the game as well. Pellegrini is helped to his feet by Modric, and I'll tell you what, a cup has just come flying into the media section there as well, as Stanisic, in fact it's Sucic who goes into the book for that challenge on Pellegrini. The Croatian fans not happy with that, and Italy not happy with the distance that the Croatian players are from that free kick. Jorginho absolutely screaming at the referee and saying, look, they're putting us under too much pressure in terms of the distance there. But anyway, Italy have played around it. A real edge to this game as Livakovic comes really well and clears away from Pellegrini. But Italy have just started to take charge, haven't they, Chris Sutton?
Just going to say that Croatia started the game in the ascendancy, but Italy got a foothold in this game. There's a good run from Pellegrini and good goalkeeping from Livakovic in goal to come and clear it. Swept up really well. He's got to be alert to those balls.
Here goes Luka Modric, and now Sucic on the turn over the halfway line, plays it out to the right-hand side, won't quite reach Kramaric, and it's intercepted by Alessandro Bastoni, who now comes over the halfway line, the Italian centre-half, and Pellegrini will play it back to Jorginho in the orange boots. Forward now he goes to Nicola Barella. He plays it out to the left-hand side. Croatia 0, Italy 0. Here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. We've played 25 minutes in this first half. A reminder, Spain have already won the group, are leading Albania by 1-0. That scoreline would send England through to the last 16 without playing this evening. They will be through if Albania fail to win. Croatia realistically need a victory. Tiny chance they might go through with a draw, but it depends on other third place teams and what they do in the coming days. Italy know a point sends them through to the last 16 as runners-up, as it's picked up by Federico Di Marco out on the left-hand side. Here is Pellegrini, very well dispossessed at the back by Croatia, but they're giving the ball away, and here comes Retegui inside the area. Again, the shot is blocked. Livakovic can't prevent the corner though, and there's an inquest going on in the Croatian defence. The last-ditch defending is just about paying off, but they're under real pressure here, Chris.
Here they are, you feel it's coming. Italy dominating now, really playing the ball well through the midfield. Slipped the ball inside the box to Retegui, who'd made a run, good run. And Shutalo gets it behind.
Yeah, poor in the end from Livakovic, because he got there and he stopped it, and then he miscontrolled it, fumbled it. He's disappointed if a goal comes from this corner, as it's swung in high. It's headed away well by Pasalic, picked up by Italy on the edge of the area. Barella sends it back in. Oh, they're all free, and it's a brilliant save. Where was the marking from Croatia? Bastoni got a free header in, and it's punched over the bar by Livakovic. Outstanding stopper. No wonder he's being congratulated by his defence. He has got them out of jail there.
That's an unbelievable piece of goalkeeping. I've got to say, Bastoni shouldn't give him a chance, though. The ball stood up brilliantly by Barella. Bastoni 6 yards out, level with the far post, should go across into the far corner. He doesn't.
Here comes another Italian corner. It's headed up by Brozovic and out of the penalty area. Sent back in by Italy. Calafiori goes down. Didn't really appeal for a penalty, and neither did the Italian fans, although they are at the other end of the Leipzig stadium. As the whistle goes and Croatia have a free kick. Midway inside their own half, Chris Sutton.
Yeah, just going back to that save. I mean, how big could that moment be? Bastoni must have thought, hit the target, I've scored there. Livakovic just gambled. As I say, Bastoni, if he goes back across the goalkeeper, he would have absolutely no chance. Livakovic gambled, and it paid off. Wonderful piece of goalkeeping.
Yeah, big double-handed save to push it over the bar. But Bastoni has already scored once at this tournament against Albania. As Chris Sutton says, really should have given him no chance. But the defending, it was awful defending from Croatia. There were 3 blue shirts free. What a chance for Italy. They've not taken it, as Luka Modric has it just inside the Italian half. You can watch this match on BBC One, incidentally. Our commentary colleagues of Jonathan Pearce and Danny Murphy. If you'd like to, you can sync it up via the iPlayer as well with the 5 Live commentary. Just choose that option on iPlayer, as Croatia have it midway inside their own half. Let's head to Chris Coles for an update from Spain-Albania.
29 minutes in, Spain still leading Albania by that Ferran Torres goal to 0, and they're comfortable without creating too many clear-cut chances. Albania, eager, energetic, they get into some decent positions, but then it breaks down just outside the Spain penalty area. Spain heading for 3 wins from 3, Albania heading out as it stands. Albania 0, Spain 1.
Thanks, Chris. Yes, Spain have already won the group, underlining their status at the moment as real hot favourites for this tournament in many people's eyes. Incidentally, if Albania failed to win, England through tonight to the last 16, as Croatia have the ball on halfway. So yes, you can listen to all the reaction on the Football Daily from this game. We've got a special bonus Football Daily episode as well that you'll be able to download tomorrow morning. Mark Chapman in conversation with Frank Lampard, talking all things England and particularly touching on how players do deal with criticism from pundits at major tournaments. Do download that and subscribe. The Football Daily special episode Mark Chapman and Frank Lampard on BBC Sounds, and you'll be able to hear the regular episode of the Football Daily as well, with all the reaction to the climax of Group B.
All these awful pundits, Vicki.
Here goes Luka Modric down the right-hand side. Kramaric picks it up. He's forced wide on the right-hand side of the penalty area, but Croatia will work it once again. Back to Modric, and now Sucic has drawn that very good save from Donnarumma from range, and Modric picks it up, and Sucic has it once more. It's tight, it's tense.
It is.
Here in the stadium in Leipzig.
But Croatia, when they've been in possession, haven't created anything clear-cut yet.
Can they create something here? Here is Kramaric, 25 yards out. Guardiola getting involved, and now they have players over on this right-hand side. Sucic plays it to Modric, whips the ball across Donnarumma, clears it away, not convincingly, and it's cleared away eventually by Italy on the edge of the 6-yard box. Croatia win it back just inside the Italy half. Pongracic will send it forward as their fans roar them forward. Here is Kramaric now, left-hand side of the penalty area, looking for options, looking for space. He finds Modric. He thought about dinking it in, then goes for goal. It's straight into DiMarco and spins out of play for a Croatia throw. Goalless here still. Half an hour gone on 5 Live and BBC Sounds.
That was better, more pace to Croatia's passing. Quick switch across the box. Sucic slid the ball to Modric, who'd made an overlap, and he fired the cross in. Donnarumma down smartly to his right-hand side at the near post, palmed it out, and eventually it's cleared from the Italians. But the key for Croatia is to, they've got some good ball players, move it quicker.
And here they come with Pasalic. He's well challenged and bounces over the head of Kramaric on this left-hand side, and it should be cleared by Giovanni Di Lorenzo. And here's to Barella. Tries the back heel, can't find Di Lorenzo, but does fire it off Kramaric. And it's an Italian throw, Chris Sutton.
Di Lorenzo, his head must have been spinning for a couple of nights after the game against Spain. Nico Williams gave him such a going over. He's a good defender, Di Lorenzo, but Williams made him look bang average. He really did. He had an absolute torrid evening. He's recovered and probably more relieved this evening. An easier night for him.
Croatia in possession midway through their own half. Yes, manager Luciano Spalletti rather scathing in his post-match assessment of Italy's 1-0 defeat by Spain in their last game. He does come out with some brilliant lines, Spalletti, talking about the psychological recovery post-Spain. And forgive my Italian pronunciation, a Freccia Rossa, which is a high-speed train, has 5 seconds left in the station. Either you get on or you stand there, in terms of just needing to get on with things and move on quickly. I like that analogy.
It wasn't much of an Italian accent.
What was it?
Yeah, I think it was more Greek, wasn't it?
I'll let you, listeners, be the judge of that. I'd like to hear your Italian accent at some point in this second half, Chris Sutton. We all look forward to that as Croatia come down the right-hand side. 0-0 here in a match they almost certainly need to win to go through to the last 16. Ball into the area. It's headed up but not quite away by Italy as a huge smoke flare goes off amongst the Croatia fans away to our right. I'm not sure that's going to please the Croatian Federation. They've already been fined in both games so far at these Euros for smoke flares going off and objects being thrown as the ball goes out of play over on the far side. And it will be an Italian throw.
Yeah, Luciano Spalletti just giving instruction to his team. Talk about the setup at the back, the 3 central defenders. They have the 2 wing backs, and then they're playing with the box formation in the middle of the park. Barella and Jorginho, the deeper lying ones, and then Pellegrini and Raspadori ahead of him.
Darmian under a bit of pressure inside his own penalty area, but does work it out to Di Lorenzo, the Napoli captain, on the right-hand side, and then a little bit of tugging at the shirt. Sees a free kick to Italy. Pongracic penalised, and we're back underway.
Yeah, Pongracic on Pellegrini, little and large. Pongracic towering over him. It was a foul.
Here is Barella over the halfway line for Italy to change his passes with Jorginho. There was a lot of talk about whether Jorginho would lose his place for this game. Chris, how would you assess his performance so far for Italy?
He's kept things ticking nicely. It's Guardiola. Will he get booked? No, he doesn't. He won't get booked, but De Lorenzo just sucks him in, goes to play a little give and go with Raspadori. Gvardiol checks him, blocks him. Italy have the free kick.
And the referee, Danny McAlee, is telling them to take it just exactly where it should be taken from. I'm not sure they did, to be honest, but they played it back into their own half anyway, Italy. 0-0, 10 minutes to go until half-time. A point good enough for Italy. It would see them finish as runners-up. Croatia almost certainly need to win. There's a tiny chance a draw might be enough to send them through in third, but they'd have to wait nervously for the results in other groups as Italy come down the right-hand side. It's won by Gvardiol and then lost immediately by Gvardiol. Raspadori sends it out to the left-hand side. Di Marco had to check his run, but he does reach it and plays it back now to Calafiori, who stepped up from centre-half. And this is a nice move from Italy. Pellegrini into the penalty area, gets the shot away. It's well held by Livakovic, and Retegui has his head in his hands because he was waiting right on the edge of the 6-yard box, following up that shot to see if Livakovic would spill it. But he doesn't, and it's still 0-0.
I've got to say, Vicky, the Italians look far more dangerous than the Croatians when they go forward. Snapshot on the turn from Pellegrini on his left foot. Smart save from Livakovic going down to his left-hand side, but they are carrying the greater threat. Talk before the game about Croatia, pretty in possession at times, but lack that punch.
Kramaric doing his best to put Bastoni under pressure, but he deals with it well.
Yeah, and him playing as a central striker, the one thing he doesn't have is a talented player, but he's never been the quickest. Doesn't have great pace, which the Italian defenders can deal with.
The Italian defenders have just given the ball away. Here come Croatia down the left-hand side, and they'll win a corner. It's good play in the centre by Pasalic. And Croatia have a set piece.
Yep, and the little magician, Luka Modric, jogging over. Hero worship by the Croatian fans in the corner. Can he deliver?
It is Modric, 38 years of age, who stands over this. He plays it short to Sucic. And now Modric once more, angle of the penalty area, swings it in this time, just had too much on it. You could see what they were trying to work there. They had a player free over at the far post, but weren't able to make that connection. Right idea, but not quite the right execution. The run from Pasalic, but the cross from Modric just ahead of him.
Yeah, had a little 2v1 corner situation. Worked the angle. Modric in swinging ball on his wand of the right foot, and off target.
Italy in possession on the halfway line. It's still goalless here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as the ball is over the top for Retegui to chase. Very good defending at the back there by Pongracic, under real pressure right on the right-hand side of his penalty area. Steers it back to Livakovic, and Kovacic comes forward once more, midway through the Croatia half. Reminder, you can watch this match on BBC One if you'd like to. You can sync up our commentary as well. Just choose the Watch with 5 Live option on iPlayer and the red button as Pongracic has the ball midway through the Croatia half.
Yeah, and just looking at the possession stats, Croatia dominating their possession, nearly 60%, but shots-wise, it's the Italians, 6 shots so far. Had the better of the opportunities, looked the bigger threat, carry the bigger threat. A point will be enough for the Italians, though. Well,
yep, it would send them through as runners-up as Croatia have it on the halfway line. And now Kramaric picks it up, receives it from Brozovic, and Modric sends it out to this right-hand side. And Stanisic, Modric is making the run if he wants to find him once more, but instead he goes for Brozovic. He tries to dink it forward. It's a poor ball, though, and Calafiori intercepts and gets it back from his teammate, and Italy work it down the left-hand side.
Got to say, just find it a bit baffling. I spoke about the selection earlier. Stanisic ahead of Juranovic. He's playing as a right back, but more as a back support. Juranovic will probably score now. I've said this. Stanisic will put in a marvellous cross, but Juranovic is far more forward-thinking than Stanisic and would offer a far greater threat. I mean, Croatia, really, they've been powder puff up front. They haven't created anything of any great note, really.
A bright pink flare is lit in the end away to our right by the Croatian fans as Italy are in possession on the halfway line. Let's head back to Albania-Spain in a moment, because Italy are coming down this left-hand side with Pellegrini. It's intercepted by Stanisic. Ball goes out of play. So let us now head to Albania-Spain and Chris Coles.
Won't take up too much of your time, Vicky, because not a great deal is happening. Albania 0, Spain 1. 5 minutes to play until half-time. Spain are in complete control. This might be the B team, but they're playing in second gear. Albania can't get close to them, not creating anything clear-cut, but still with all of the ball and looking very good here. Albania 0, Spain 1.
Thank you, Chris. As it stands, that sends England through to the knockout stages as Croatia play the ball back into their own area. We've got a flare that's been dropped and another one that's been thrown now by the Croatian fans behind the goal, near to the photographers. And I have to say, there's a lot of wiring down there. This is a potentially dangerous situation. The referee's allowing play to continue right now. And as we say, look, they've already been fined in both games by UEFA for flares and throwing things. And look, having an atmosphere is brilliant. We know that fans are passionate about their countries, about their teams. The noise is fantastic. The flares are dangerous and stupid.
I couldn't agree more. You know, it is dangerous. Flares shouldn't be allowed inside the stadium, but you know, the fans have got them through.
Yeah, I think UEFA will be having another look as the ball goes all the way through with Donnarumma on the pitch, which is where we want to focus. How do you assess this contest, Chris Sutton, as we head for the final 4 minutes of this first half, as the whistle goes from our referee and Italy have a free kick just inside their own half?
I think Italy have been the better team. They've had the better balance to their play, albeit Croatia have had more of the ball but haven't done anything with it. I think Spalletti will be the happier manager. Spoke about the changes up top for Croatia, but I've got to say they haven't really worked. He's very decisive, Zlatko Dalic, with his substitutions in the last game against Albania. Maybe he will be again.
Dimarco's lost it, and Gvardiol on the edge of the centre circle will square it to Brozovic, and now Modric once more, and now out to the right-hand side goes Luka Sucic, the only Croatian player so far that is on a yellow card. Something Zlatko Dalic was asked about in his press conference. We'll come back to that in a moment. Interesting comments, though, talking about their lack of aggression and lack of bookings. It's Modric has it on the edge of the penalty area. Here is Sucic once more. Nifty footwork, but he can't get through that blue wall. And Jorginho will bring it away.
Why didn't he shoot? You know, we saw his wonderful strike earlier. It's been the only effort that Croatia have had on goal, 25 yards out. Absolute hammer of a strike with his left foot. And then just took too many touches there. And he's only 20 yards out. Why not? Why not have a go?
Yet to score for his country, the 21-year-old. This just his 10th cap. He's got 5 goals for Red Bull Salzburg this season, as Italy have a throw over on the left-hand side. But yeah, in terms of those yellow cards, he's the only player that's been booked for Croatia so far. I can't tell you the story again because Croatia are coming forward, but that's what we like to see. Bit of match action. They've given the ball away as another flare is lit by the Croatian fans away to our right, and blazes bright pink, sending plumes of smoke into the sky here in Leipzig as Italy have it on the halfway line. The lack of yellow cards became an issue because the Croatian journalists were suggesting that it shows that Croatia haven't been aggressive enough in this tournament, and Zlatko Dalic agreed. The only yellow coming into this game is for their reserve goalkeeper Ivica Ivicic, who got booked on the bench. Sukic has, at least in some ways, picked one up in this game. And to be fair, there's been a couple of others, so it's not really for lack of trying that they could have seen yellow cards in this match. But as you said before the game, Chris Sutton, they've just not been at it in this tournament so far, Croatia. And at the moment, it's still 0-0, a result which almost certainly isn't going to be enough. They wouldn't definitively be out. It's more flares are lit by the Croatian fans, all bright pink, being waved away to our right as Italy have it outside the centre circle.
Yeah, and you know, the yellow card situation, you can read a bit into it. Lacked intensity, they've lacked aggression in this tournament, and they have done once again this evening. They may win, actually, Vicki, the Fair Play Award, but looks like they'll be going home unless they liven up.
Well, there was a scenario where it might have come down to disciplinary between themselves and Albania, but not with Albania losing to Spain by 1-0. in Group B's other match this evening. A scoreline which, incidentally, would see England qualify for the last 16. If Albania fail to win, England are through to the knockout stages tonight, ahead of their game against Slovenia tomorrow. Of course, they'll want to go through as group winners. You can listen to that with us live on 5 Live and BBC Sounds tomorrow evening. And we'll have updates, of course, from Denmark against Serbia throughout the night as well. As Italy play it forward once again, it's all the way through with Gvardiol, who takes a touch just outside the centre circle and plays it back to Shutalo. Out to the right-hand side he goes and finds Stanisic as we enter 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half. A point sees Italy through. Croatia almost certainly need a win to go through to the knockout stages. At the moment, it's the Italians advancing. It's Croatia on the pitch, advancing down this left-hand side with Pasalic. That's almost a decent ball, looking for the Rana Brozovic. But again, it just underlines, Chris Sutton, that they are just really struggling to penetrate that Italian back line.
Yeah, but Brozovic, may have been fortunate to keep his place for tonight's game, making a forward run. They haven't stretched the Italian back three. Actually been very, very comfortable. Bastoni, Calafiori and Darmian. Change of formation, and they'll be the team at half-time, will be the happier.
And that is half-time. You can't hear the whistle inside this stadium because the Croatian fans are making such a racket. The Italian fans turn away to our left, many of them making their way up the stairs to get some beers, and a few of them applauds their side. There's a lone Italian flag, the green, white and red being waved. But as you say, Italy will be the happier. A point is enough for them. Croatia need to change things up in the second half.
Well, he was very decisive. Dalic was in the last game against Albania. Made a couple of changes at half-time. That had the desired outcome for them in the second half. They were more attacking. It'll have to be more of the same again because they have been powder puff up top. We saw the effort from Sucic. That wasn't really a chance. He was 25, best part of 30 yards out when he hammered a left foot shot. Italy have had the better opportunities. Livakovic in the goal, making an unbelievable save from a Bastoni header when he should have scored. I think Spalletti will be the happier manager. If they get a point, they're through. It's Croatia who are in a bit of a conundrum.
Half-time in Leipzig. It's goalless between Croatia and Italy.
Well, they've had 2 shots of Croatia, Chris, which you would argue if you're trying to win a game, you might need a few more.
Yeah, absolutely. Up top, Zlatko Dalic made the changes, but I mean, with the greatest respect to Kramaric, he's a nice footballer, but him as your central striker, I'm really, really surprised that was the selection. Maybe there's this master plan and he'll make changes in the second half and they'll go on to win the game. But this has been a typical Croatian performance this first half, as we've seen in the tournament so far. They are pretty. They keep the ball nicely at times, but they don't really offer enough of a threat. Really, Italy, I think, will be the happier, albeit they haven't been ruthless as well.
Arne Friedrich, former German international defender, alongside me in the studio in Berlin. I mean, they've had nearly double the amount of possession of Croatia to Italy, but they just haven't done anything with it.
Yeah, in the end, it doesn't really matter if you have double possession, and especially in the in the middle of the ballpark. To be honest, there is not in the midfield. So what can you do with that? To me, Italy is quite experienced, to be honest. Sometimes most of the time they sit deep and defend very well, but every once in a while, so after 28 minutes, they even pressed Croatia for quite some time, and it just showed how weak Croatia is playing out at the back if you put them under pressure. But it's always a fine line between just like pressing a team, because they don't need to win, so they sit back. And I didn't see too much in the first half, to be honest, so Croatia has to change things for sure.
Italy have got around the sides, haven't they? But the final ball has been poor in the main.
Yeah, so Di Lorenzo and Di Marco, they push up high, they try to put balls through, but in the end, the biggest chance we've seen after the corner, the flick and the cross in the middle, great save by Livakovic, but in the end, to be honest, I didn't really see anything. To be honest, I'm quite disappointed.
Yeah. got called the group of death before this tournament started. It feels like the group of dull at the moment. Well, it does, doesn't it, Chris? Really?
It is. I blame Vicky Sparks. 0-0 here, Netherlands, France, and
I was thinking that, to be honest. You know, the game in the group stage that was the biggest build, 0-0, and I was here for that. So is producer John, by the way. Can I just also apportion a little bit of blame to producer John, because he's here again tonight?
Well, and regular Saturday listeners will know producer John by his much more familiar name of John 0-0 Southall.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think there's only one person we're all looking at here, to be honest.
Absolutely. Well pointed out, Vicky. One goal in the game between Albania and Spain, Chris Coles.
Yeah, scored by Spain, Mark, who are in control of this one. Comfortable half for them. 10 alterations, perhaps not playing with the same fluidity they've demonstrated against Croatia and Italy, but still looking good. Ferran Torres finishing in off the post with his left foot from a slight angle in the box, and that's been about it for clear-cut chances. Dani Olmo shooting from range just wide. Mikel Merino had a decent header save, nothing too threatening. Albania's best moment came right at the end of the half. A Christian Alsani screamer from range, hit it beautifully, but parried clear by David Raya in the Spain goal. Just a little reminder, Albania aren't prepared to go home just yet. Spain heading for 3 wins from 3. Albania realistically need a win to make it through. Winning, they are not. Albania 0, Spain 1.
Declan Rice and more on Australia losing to India at the Men's T20 World Cup. Both on the way after Jill McKenzie.
The voice of the UK.
And the home of the Euros and the general election 2024.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Prime Minister says he isn't aware of any further Conservative candidates being looked up by the Gambling Commission for alleged bets on the election date. The Commission's investigating 4 Conservatives, including 2 candidates who deny wrongdoing. A leading economic think tank says tax rises will be hard to avoid over the next 5 years, whoever wins the election. The Institute for Fiscal Studies has accused the Conservatives and Labour of not facing up to the UK's future economic challenges, but both parties say their manifestos are fully costed. The head of the UN Children's Agency, UNICEF, says young people in Sudan are at the sharp end of a growing hunger crisis, and the country has the largest number of displaced children in the world. Catherine Russell says nearly 9 million children aren't getting enough to eat. And the Princess Royal will stay in hospital until later this week for observation after being treated for a minor head injury and concussion suffered during an incident on her estate in Gloucestershire. Buckingham Palace says Princess Anne is expected to make a full recovery.
BBC Radio 6 Music is loud and proud. Celebrating our queer authenticity around the globe.
A season of shows holding up inspirational LGBTQ+ voices throughout Pride Month. With special shows, uplifting mixes and playlists. From artists, DJs and icons from the LGBTQ+ community that 6 Music loves.
Live your best life and just be free.
6 Music's Loud and Proud.
Everyone is welcome.
Listen now. Search Loud and Proud on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports
with Mark Chapman.
Euro 2024 Deutschland.
Croatia 0, Italy 0, Albania 0, Spain 1 in the final games in Group B. Spain going through as group winners. Italy would go through in second place. Ahead of England, Slovenia tomorrow. All the build-up on 5 Live from 7, full commentary from 8. We can hear from Declan Rice.
I think, obviously, a sign of a good team is always when you don't play well, you don't lose the game. Obviously didn't have the best performance, which we've spoken about over the last few days. We reviewed it as a group and a team after. Spoke internally as a group and knew it wasn't good enough, which was really important. And now, like you said, we've turned the page. We're ready for tomorrow, which is a fresh challenge, a challenge to top the group, to have a positive feeling and a positive vibe going into the knockout round. So tomorrow's a really positive night for us.
What do you think it has been? What is the issue?
Well, I think this is one of the big problems. I don't think there's been an issue. It's just that players can have bad performances. We're all human. We're gonna play bad sometimes. We can't always play well. 4 points, top of the group, like I said, and we've got one more to go, which is a positive. And if we win tomorrow, it gives us hopefully a better run-in.
What do you think Conor Gallagher has brought when he's been involved? What's it like playing alongside him?
I've played against him. I've played with him at academy level. I've played against him when he was at Palace, at Chelsea. I've played with him, and he's a teammate that I would love to have on my team. You know, he works his socks off. You feel so secure and safe in there with him. I think he's surprised so many people this year with his ability on the ball, how well he breaks forward with it, how he gets into the box, scores goals. I feel like he's a really positive player, and he's come on so much over the last few years as well, and you can really see that within himself, how confident he is. So yeah, look, every time I get to play with Con, it hasn't been much. I've really enjoyed it because I know him really well as a guy. I know his family really well. He's a lovely boy, and yeah, it's another great chance to stamp our mark.
And just a final one, you know, I know that you don't know specifically what's been said on the outside, but you'll have an idea of it. Is the old siege mentality, is that something that can actually work in your favour?
What's old siege mentality?
The siege mentality, you'll prove everyone on the outside wrong.
Yeah, look, it's my third tournament now, and I think at every tournament it's been the same for the last two. You know, there's always noise with England, and you've got to learn to take it. You've got to learn to take it on the chin, and look, at the end of the day, we're the ones that go out and perform. And like we said, the performance in the first game was good, second game not as good, and tomorrow night's a chance to rectify both of them performances. And yeah, we're going to be really positive tomorrow night, and yeah, it's a chance to put all of the negative stuff behind us and move positively forward.
That's Declan Rice. Let's move on to India beating Australia by 24 runs to make it to the semi-finals of the T20 World Cup. Australia's fate is now out of their own hands and could come down to net run rate. Here are Henry Moran and the TMS team in St Lucia.
Well, Australia's place in this men's ICC T20 World Cup very much in jeopardy. The equation for Afghanistan in the game in the early hours of tomorrow morning is a straightforward one. Win against Bangladesh, they will qualify for the semi-finals. A no result, if it's rained off, then Afghanistan would also qualify ahead of Australia. Australia need the help of Bangladesh to beat Afghanistan for their World Cup to continue. We're in this position because India have had a heavy victory here in St Lucia over Australia, winning by 24 runs after a brilliant innings from their captain Rohit Sharma. He made 92 of 41 deliveries, powering India to 205 for 5. Australia falling 24 runs short. Watching for Test Match Special, former England fast bowler Stephen Finn. And Steve, it was the sort of display from India that looked like a side that thought we want revenge for that World Cup final 6 months ago.
It felt that way, didn't it? And Rohit Sharma, right from the very beginning, when he took 29 runs off Mitchell Starc's second over, you felt as though he was in the mood and he wasn't going to relent in his pursuit of this victory for India. It was in front of some healthy Indian support here as well in St Lucia, but that innings, it was unbelievable really. He scored 51 runs off the power play, scored 92 runs in total from 41 balls, and that really was the difference between the two sides. The pitch was the same one that England and South Africa played on a few days previously, where people found it hard to score. It was much better today, and Rohit Sharma, getting first use of it with the bat in hand, made the most of it.
Let's hear from the India captain then. Rohit Sharma, player of the match, 92 from 41 deliveries.
The 50s and the 100 doesn't matter. I wanted to bat with the same tempo, and carry on playing shots wherever it is necessary. Try and put the bowlers under pressure. Let them think where to bowl and what to do. When you're set like that, you want to carry on and make big scores, yes.
The thoughts there of Rohit Sharma, whose India side will be taking on England in their semi-final in Guyana on Thursday. So we know now at least one half of the semi-final draw. How will England be feeling, do you think, having seen that India performance?
Well, India look dominant, don't they? They look completely and utterly dominant at the moment. And the thing that's worrying for England is how potent India's bowling attack is. I think you look down their lineup and they've got everything covered. They've got wrist spin, they've got left arm swing, they've got Jasprit Bumrah, who is the best bowler in the world by a country mile at the moment, especially in this format. So they'll look at that, and it's a formidable lineup. But remember what happened in the semi-final in 2022 when England won the last T20 World Cup. This India team looked formidable when they wilted in the face of some really aggressive batting from England. So if England can do something similar and try and evoke the ghosts of 2022, then England will feel like their quid's in.
We'll have full commentary of that game on Thursday afternoon. Commentary from 3:15 on 5 Sports Extra and BBC Sounds. What of Australia then? Their place in this tournament hangs in the balance, and they looked so good when it all started.
Yeah, well, they gave England an absolute hiding, didn't they, in their first game of the tournament? And yeah, they looked good in spurts, but they never really put together a complete performance, I don't think. There's still a chance they may go through, but we're yet to find out the permutations of that until the game later this evening.
And what a chance for Afghanistan.
It would be amazing. It would make my World Cup, actually. I think this has been a fascinating World Cup, purely because of the pitches, the games have been far more even than maybe we saw in the 50-over World Cup. And the way that Afghanistan played in that 50-over World Cup before Christmas, I really felt as though they deserved a knockout game of cricket for all their troubles and the effort that they put in. They didn't get that then, but there's such a huge possibility for Jonathan Trott, my former teammate, and those really exciting young Afghanistani players to make the most of the opportunity that's presented with them this evening.
Yeah, and a reminder, they will qualify for the World Cup semi-finals if they can beat Bangladesh this evening, or indeed if there was a no result in that game. You can follow coverage in the early hours from 1:15 on 5 Sports Extra. So we know it is India against England on Thursday afternoon from Guyana. The other semi-final, well, it'll either be South Africa against Australia or South Africa against Afghanistan.
Plenty more from Henry and the team on the TMS podcast on BBC Sound. Spain and Albania already out in their game in Dusseldorf. Spain leading by a goal to nil. They've already qualified as group winners. Still all to play for in Leipzig, though, as the teams make their way into the tunnel and on their way out. Goalless at the break, but hold on to your hats. The goals are coming in this second half with Chris Sutton and Vicki Sparks.
Oh, Mark, you're putting the pressure on. How will we respond? How will Croatia respond? More to the point, to the pressure that they're under. Because as the teams re-enter the pitch here in Leipzig, this is how it stands in Group B. Spain atop, heading for 3 wins out of 3. Italy will qualify as runners-up. We knew before this game a point is good enough for them, so 0-0 here, that is fine. Sends them through as runners-up. Croatia would finish with 2 points in third. There is a small chance that would be enough to see them through as one of the best third-place teams, but they would face a very anxious wait indeed to see the results of the other groups in the next couple of days. One of those groups that would have a bearing, of course, is England's group. Commentary of England against Slovenia coming up. We'll be just getting underway in the second half if you tune in this time tomorrow night on 5 Live. And updates, of course, Denmark against Serbia throughout the evening. So, half-time change that Chris Sutton spotted very early on during the warm-ups during half-time. Davide Fratesi is on and Lorenzo Pellegrini is off.
Yeah, well, it's a like-for-like swap. Fratesi, an attacking midfielder, plays his football at Inter. Won't be any great change, I wouldn't have thought. With the Italians in terms of their formation, they were the better team in that first half. Is that a change for Croatia as well?
It is, yeah. Pasalic has gone off, Mario Pasalic has gone off, and Ante Budimir has come on. He's scored some big goals over the last couple of years for Croatia, just 3 in total, but they tend to be important. The winner against Armenia that qualified Croatia for these Euros, also the winner against Portugal in a pre-Euro friendly. Yes, only a friendly, but it gave them really good momentum coming into this tournament, momentum that they have completely squandered and are still squandering. So he is on for Tessie, as we say, on for Italy. He was their top scorer in qualifying, 3 goals in 5 games. The Inter Milan man, he's been on loan there this season, set to become a permanent deal as Italy get us underway in this second half. So we'll take you through the lineups in a moment, but the key thing is that a point is good enough for Italy. It sends them through as runners-up. Croatia, almost certainly, although they won't be out tonight with a draw, almost certainly, though, they're going to need a win as Retegui launches forward into the penalty area, but it's cleared away by Livakovic and out to the left-hand side as Italy, playing from right to left in the all-blue kit, clear it forwards with Bastoni. Croatia in their red and white checked front shirts with the white backs, the white shorts and the white socks, try and win it over on that left-hand side, and they do. They win a throw which is taken by Manchester City's Guardiola. So what do you want to see from Croatia in this second half if they're to keep their European Championship hopes alive.
Well, a goal, Vicky.
How are they going to get that, Chris?
They've got to play with greater intensity, be more creative in that final third. Just a tweak with Kramaric going out to that left-hand side. Budimir has had his best goal-scoring season in La Liga for Osasuna. He'll add more of a physical presence as a centre-forward.
Yeah, 18 goals he has this season. As Chris says, a career best, but it's Italy coming forward, looking for the breakthrough here as Calafiori again gets forward from centre-half, and Jorginho now squares it to Bastoni and out to the right-hand side, and Matteo Darmian, but that's a loose pass from the former Manchester United man, and Manchester City's Gvardiol comes forward, and what a run this is, plays it forward. Croatia try and latch onto it with Budimir inside the penalty area, forced wide, but he does have possession. Pulled back now to Modric, just outside the D as they work it forward once more. Delivery in from the right-hand side, but it's all the way over the head of Kramaric from Stanisic, and out of play for an Italian throw, but that was a little bit more endeavour, perhaps.
I mean, that's one of the worst crosses I think I've ever seen, overhit by the best part of 30 yards. I did call it, and Stanisic, why not Juranovic? He's a natural attacking right-back. It's such an odd decision, that. I mean, talk about the need for better quality in the final third. Croatia need to win this.
Fratesi under pressure for Italy.
Well, they don't, do they, Vicky? There's some permutation.
Almost certainly they need to win. Possibly a draw would be good enough. At the moment, with Albania losing, as they have a free kick over on the far side. With Albania losing, a draw might see them sneak in as one of the best third place teams, because they finished third on 2 points, but it's really touch and go, and they need a lot of favours.
If this game doesn't liven up, then we're going to have to talk about the different permutations.
All the permutations.
Here we go, here's a chance though.
This is a chance for Croatia. Free kick over on the wide left-hand side, just level with the edge of the penalty area, but just a yard or so in from the touchline. And it's Modric to send it in, right-footed, powerfully headed away by Calafiori for Italy. But Barella misses his header on the edge of the penalty area. Croatia send it forward once again. Gvardiol will chase it, and he gets their beautiful back heel to Modric to keep it alive. That's really good play from the Manchester City man. And Modric, lovely back heel from Kramaric, gets it back. Possible offside. Kramaric still in possession, then very well dispossessed, but he has it once more. Dinks the ball across, but nobody's there in a red and white check shirt. And Di Marco can bring the ball away down this left-hand side. But that was better from Croatia. Almost a good run from Di Marco, but he's run it out of play on the halfway line, and the Croatian fans inside Leipzig Stadium raise their voices once more. They're out singing the Italians at the moment. Looks as though the Italy end is a quarter empty. They're all still coming back from getting their half-time refreshments. A lot of white seats over on that left-hand side, but the Croatians are back in their seats. They're in fine voice. They're raising their fists once again, chanting in unison that motto, we're at the best when the going is hardest. They're up against it here. A point might possibly be enough, but it very likely may not be. Really, they need to win, Croatia. It's 0-0 here with Italy on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, and they're in possession on the halfway line.
I've got to say, the Croatian support is amazing. And they're trying to lift the players, but the players have got to help themselves. A change of personnel at the start of the second half, and that more physical type of a centre-forward will get crosses in.
So Croatia in possession. Brozovic almost slipped there, but does regain his footing and sends the ball out to Luka Modric. Their fullbacks now, Croatia, are playing so high up. Stanisic, one of them. Chris Sutton wants to see Juranovic on instead of him, but they are committing the bodies forward as another pink flare is lit in the Croatian end away to our right. Again, I think UEFA will be having a look as Modric plays it back to Šutalo just inside his own half, and he now squares it to Pongracic. So Livakovic in goal for Croatia, all in bright orange. He's made some really good saves in this game. The back four, Stanisic, Šutalo, Pongracic and Gvardiol. Ahead of them, Modric, Brozovic and Kovacic, with Sucic and Kramaric now out wide supporting Budimir, who's come on at half-time up front as the ball is all the way through with Donnarumma.
Do you know what? It feels like Croatia is going to have to be a bit of individual brilliance They're moving the ball so slowly. The players take too many touches. Allows the Italian midfield and defence to get in position. It's all too easy at this moment in time for Italy. They're just soaking it up. With what's at stake, Croatia got to play with greater intensity.
6 minutes gone in this second half. It's goalless on 5 Live as Brozovic sends the ball in. Oh, there was a nudge there from Budimir, surely. Referee says no. Well, that'll be a talking point if Croatia makes something from this. They still have it left-hand side of the penalty area. Oh, big shout for handball and then lashed over on the edge of the penalty area by Sucic. And now the Croatian players walk towards the referee. They're moving away. They know the rule. It's got to be just the captain that goes to speak to him. Well, two big talking points there.
This will be a penalty. It's Kramaric trying to get on his right foot from the left-hand side of the box. Drops his shoulder and he tries to whip a ball into the top corner, and it's a raised arm from the Italian midfielder out away from his body. This will be a penalty. Croatia will get their chance. I would be shocked if this isn't given. I think it's Fratesi.
It is Fratesi. They're checking for VAR. The only thing is, does Budimir commit a foul beforehand with a bit of a push? So VAR will have a look, I'm sure, at both incidents. But the Croatia fans,
to the monitor.
Here we go. He's going to the screen. Well, if they're happy with the little push from Budimir, I think you're right, Chris. This has to be a penalty, particularly given the fact that in UEFA competition they focus a lot more on where the arm is as opposed to natural movement. But even with that, the arm looks far away from the body, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's up away from his body. I don't know what he's thinking of. Fratesi, it's his left arm outstretched up above his shoulder. Here we go.
There we go. Penalty. Penalty to Croatia as drinks are thrown over our seats in the press box here. I'm just going to hold my hand above my head to make sure we don't get hit and we can continue to bring this match here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. But what a huge moment this is for Croatia. And of course, it is their biggest player, arguably their greatest in history, Luka Modric, the captain, who places the ball on the spot. If they go out of this tournament, this could be his final game at a major tournament for Croatia. He is stepping up to take the responsibility to try and ensure that that doesn't happen. He is up against one of the greatest goalkeepers in the world at the moment, Gianluigi Donnarumma, the hero of Italy's victorious European Championship 3 years ago. It's Modric, and Donnarumma saves a tame penalty from Croatia's star man. And Italy's hero once again is Gianluigi Donnarumma. It stays goalless here in Leipzig.
Oh, big guy, big game player, Donnarumma. Huge save down to his left-hand side. Modric, you're right, Vicki, really tame penalty.
Sucic sends the ball back in. Brilliant save once again from Donnarumma. Modric into the roof of the net. And this time, there is no mistake from Luka Modric in close range. The Croatian fans are going wild inside the stadium in Leipzig. We are being absolutely showered with beer because Luka Modric, having missed a penalty moments ago, has fired the ball into the roof of the net and put Croatia ahead against Italy. 1-0.
It's absolutely mental in here. So Modric has just missed the penalty. I don't know how long it is before he pops it in. What a save from Donnarumma initially from Budimir. The ball was fizzed in. Budimir with a touch from 6 yards. Modric just steadies himself and hammers a left-footed shot into the roof of the net. Croatia in front, just looking at the penalty save. Donnarumma thinks he's the hero again. Well, he was for a few seconds, but that's the goal required from Croatia. What a noise in Vicki.
I can feel the ground vibrating beneath my feet. Listen to the noise as Modric is announced inside this stadium. There are flares. There is smoke rising high into the dark skies here in And again, UEFA are going to have a look at this. I mean, there's two stories going on here. That is happening off the pitch. Let's focus on the pitch, because we've just seen two of the saves of the tournament from Donnarumma, as you say, from the Modric penalty, then from Budimir at close range, which was even better. But Modric on the follow-up, high into the roof of the net. Comes up trumps for Croatia.
Yeah, the little magician. Just right place, right time. He wasn't going to miss from there, 4 yards. Left-footed shot, roof of the net. We've been drenched with beer. Our producer John trying to hold up a glass and catch the beer for later.
Got to say, I mean, got some pretty nifty work from John, our producer. I think he dived onto his desk there.
He was just looking after himself. Chiesa on.
So in all of that, Italy have made a change. Chiesa on for DiMarco as Italy look to hit back immediately. Ball outside the penalty area as the beer continues to fly over our heads and the ball is out of play. It'll be an Italy corner. Well, Chris Sutton, it was a pretty dull first half. I think it's come to life now.
It hasn't. The Italians would have been happy at half-time. They were so comfortable. Now they have to respond.
Can they do so from this corner? It's swung in high. Livakovic with the big punch outside the penalty area. And Italy pick it up once again on the halfway line. So, once producer John's finished wiping the beer off his iPad, this is how Group B stands. Spain are through as group winners. At the moment, they're 9 points out of a possible 9, leading Albania by a goal to nil, a result that sends England through to the last 16 tonight if it stays like that. Croatia are now up into second on 4 points, Italy in third on 3. That may well be enough to see them through as the best third place side. But of course, coming into this game, knowing that a point would be enough to see them through as runners-up, they have to find a way now to hit back. They're in possession. Here is Jorginho, just inside his own half. And my stickers are absolutely covered in beer. It's a commentator's nightmare, that. But Chiesa is on, and I've managed to peel the damp sticker off that little bit of paper.
I think there's been a slight tweak with the Italian shape. Darmian has gone to left-back with DiMarco going off. I think they've gone to a back four. Chiesa wide off that right-hand side. That's one to watch. Chiesa up against Guardiola.
Croatia playing the ball around their own penalty area. Out to the left-hand side they go. Croatia, as it stands, going through as runners-up. Italy will have the nervous weight, the defending champions, sitting in third place. And if Albania, well, let me tell you, if Albania scored twice, you're trying to catch me out, but I've done my homework here, Chris. Although again, all the permutations are soaked with beer. The ball is over the top, looking for Fratesi. Kovacic clears it away. If Albania were to score twice against Spain, Italy would be bottom and they'd go out. That's the key permutation. We'll keep you right up to date with that game as well. But here come Italy. They've lost the ball and here goes Kovacic. What a brilliant run, driving over the halfway line. Brilliant challenge in the end by Barella. And Kovacic is dispossessed, and it's picked up now by Raspadori. We do have a game on, and there's been a strong challenge on Fratesi. Luka Modric goes into the book. And Italy have a free kick, and here come the beer once again. And producer John, we should have brought an umbrella, John, shouldn't we? And then we could have held it over the kit.
No, and there's that aggression from Modric, which has been levelled at Croatia throughout this tournament. Haven't been hungry enough, haven't played with that desire and aggression. And there's Budimir into the back of Jorginho. They are pumped up. The Croatian fans are pumped up. Croatian players pumped up. Got to keep it on a level though. Play with control. They're where they want to be, the Croats.
Croatia 1, Italy 0. As it stands, Croatia through as runners-up. Italy in third with a nervous wait as Italy play the ball into the area. That was a nervous clearance. Pongracic over his own crossbar on the edge of the 6-yard box, sliding in. Italy corner.
Yeah, Chiesa's off the right-hand side, chopping inside on his left foot. Dangerous ball. It'll give them a different dimension to dribbler. Chiesa is. So
corner to Italy. Over on the far side. Cheers from the Croatian fans as it's whipped in and the header is just over the bar. It's another chance for Bastoni up from the back. He missed an absolute sitter that was brilliantly saved by Livakovic in the first half, but really either side of the keeper it would have been no chance. This is a little bit harder. Similar position, right on the edge of the 6-yard box, and I say a little bit harder, but still huge opportunity. Should easily have been in the back of the net.
Yep, Bastoni should have had 2 goals from headers. He's 6 yards out, sees the corner all the way, gets up, level with the near post, just get above it, head it down into the floor, heads it over. 2 golden opportunities he's had and not taken them. Concerns from Croatia over the marking though. How he's getting a free header from that sort of range, heaven knows.
So Croatia in possession on the halfway line. Let's head back to Albania, Spain. Chris Coles.
62 minutes, Albania 0, Spain 1. Albania beginning to make more of a game of this. They're breaking forward with much more regularity, although that's leaving space for Spain to exploit. It's a really good watch. And as you say, Vicki, Albania now definitely need a win to make it through and would knock Italy out in the process. But they need a couple of goals for that to happen. Albania 0, Spain 1.
If they don't win tonight, Albania, England are through to the last 16 without kicking a ball this evening as a thumping challenge is won by Gvardiol over on the far side. It's Luka Modric who has the Croatia fans bouncing inside this stadium. With that goal, incidentally, he becomes the oldest player to score at a Euros. It's his 9th major tournament with his country. It's his 5th Euros. It could be his last. He won't confirm what he's doing in terms of international retirement. He keeps being asked. Kovacic keeps being asked. Everybody keeps being asked. He'd be 40 at the next World Cup if they qualify. He loves the game. He loves this country. And he loves big moments. And having had a penalty saved by Donnarumma moments before, he made no mistake as Croatia reworked the attack, smashing into the roof of the net. And that is why Croatia lead by a goal to 0. And that is why defending champions Italy just have a few nerves creeping in when it comes to qualification. They're 3rd in the group at the moment, as the ball is over on the right-hand side and bounces over the head of
Chiesa,
the substitute, Chiesa.
Not happy with that pass, but do you know what? I mean, Italy were happy to sit in with the back 3 and soak it up, but goal has changed everything, absolutely everything. Now they've got to take the game to Croatia, but can Croatia, who in this tournament have shown real weakness and vulnerability, can they see this one through? But far greater intensity in this second half. The game has gone up a couple of levels.
Yeah, 5 goals they conceded in this group stage in their first 2 games, the most in a group stage since the World Cup in 2014. How desperately they need a clean sheet here. Approaching the midway point of the second half, Croatia 1, Italy 0. As Italy come down the right-hand side, approaching the penalty area. Here is Chiesa, dinks the ball in, it gets a deflection, it's behind for an Italy corner. Croatia going through as runners-up as things stand. Italy in 3rd on 3 points, may well be enough as one of the best third-place sides. But it will be an anxious wait for the defending European champions. They have a corner over on the far side, here on 5 Live and BBC Sound. You can watch on BBC One as well if you'd like to sync up with our commentary via the iPlayer. Italy corner, flicked on, comes to the edge of the area and Chiesa plays it out to the left-hand side and Darmian headed away once more by Croatia on the edge of their own penalty area. Brozovic was back there defending and sends the ball out for an Italian throw. Chris Sutton.
Could he have got his shot off quicker? Little reverse pass to Darmian, who took a touch. The cross was blocked. He started to push Croatia back though, and dominate possession. Chiesa here on the left-hand side.
And he finds Darmian once more. He's really pushing forward. Here is Chiesa. Ball to the edge of the penalty area. Almost ricochets kindly for Davide Fratesi, but he can't find a teammate. Retegui was up there with him, but the combination won't come off for Italy, and Livakovic is just starting to take his time. Let's head back to Albania, Spain. Chris Coles.
Best chance of the match for Albania. Armando Broja inside the penalty area, found himself in space, tried to lift it above David Raya, who was off his line. The keeper recovered and made a good save. Albania now on top. They need 2 goals to give them a chance of progression. Albania 0, Spain 1.
If they get 2 goals as it stands, Italy will finish bottom and would be out. A lot of ifs, buts and maybes. At the moment they're third and Croatia are going through as runners-up. Spain already winning this group. Looking so strong. Not just for this group, but this tournament. Out to the left-hand side come Italy and Damian. It's all Croatian noise inside Leipzig Stadium here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Jorginho has it. Nice little lead by Barella and play forward now by Di Lorenzo. Picked up by Barella once more. Might run in the penalty area to Damian. Good block on the edge of the 6-yard box and spins out of play for an Italy throw.
It's a right-footer Damian at left-back. Doesn't look like he can kick with his left foot. What an opportunity. Took a touch and so tame. But it's all Italy now. Croatia have got the goal. Now they're just trying to contain. You feel Italy will create something. Chiesa's a real threat on that right-hand side.
And down that right-hand side he goes once again. This time Croatia get the interception in, but they've lost it. And Italy have it. Over on the right, Fratesi picks it up, little stumble. And the ball across. He does manage to dig out though. Damian with the header down. And they can't latch onto it through Raspadori. And Di Lorenzo heads it back towards Jorginho. Plays it forward. Italy sweeping forward now. And again, it's another last-ditch block at the back. This time by Pongracic. It is wave after wave of blue-shirted attack. And no surprise here. Croatia have a player down inside their own penalty area. I think they just need to regroup here.
Absolutely. They are getting slaughtered, Croatia, at this moment in time. Since they've got the noses in front, Italy have shown such great urgency, taking the game to Croatia. Gvardiol, there's a bit of gamesmanship there. Just trying to take the sting out of the game.
So corner to Italy, their 9th of this match. It's swung in, big punch again from Livakovic. Headed down by Jorginho and out to the right-hand side and Barella. As they pick it up once more, ball into the penalty area, to the edge of it, it's headed on and Livakovic has come and cleared very calmly with his feet there on the edge of the 6-yard box. Chiesa coming forward now down the left-hand side, cleared away by Croatia. This feels like added time in this game. The number of balls that are flying into this penalty area, last-ditch defending from Croatia, and we've got over 20 minutes to play, Chris Sutton. This is brilliant.
No, it isn't. Livakovic, crucial bit of goalkeeping with his feet, unconventional. As Fratesi shut him down, but it's all Italy. This is a pummeling at this moment in time.
But it's Croatia, vitally, who still lead by a goal to nil. Has them in second and Italy in third at the moment in Group B. Out to the right-hand side, come Italy once more. Squared in field now to Bastoni, both centre halves, Bastoni and Calafiori playing so high up midway through the Croatia half as they look for this equaliser. As Chiesa sends the ball in, it's thumped away again on the edge of the 6-yard box and out for another Italian throw.
It does beg the question though, Vicki, as Croatia making a substitution, two subs coming on for Croatia, fresh legs. It does beg the question though. I mean, if Italy had started the game with this intensity, really pushing Croatia back, why didn't they? I don't understand it. You know, they've started to really attack out of desperation now.
So here comes that double change. Luka Sucic is replaced by Ivan Perisic and Kovacic is making way as well for Ivanušek. So double change for Croatia, and just again, is this about fresh legs? Is it about disrupting the play and the momentum of Italy, or a bit of both?
Well, a bit of experience as well with Perisic coming on. It's about fresh legs, trying to see the game through. Maybe to slow things down a bit, because Croatia have had such a going over in this Italian team in the last 10 minutes. Just got to hang on in there.
Damian's ball into the penalty area, once again headed away by Croatia, just outside their own 6-yard box. I feel like I've said that 10 times in the last 2 minutes. That is the relentlessness of this Italian attack as they look to get back on level terms to defending European champions. They have the ball with Retegui just outside the penalty area. They've lost it, but Croatia is so deep. It's picked up by a blue shirt every single time. This time Barella sends it out to the left-hand side now, and Calafiori, his ball to the edge of the penalty area. Italy won a free kick right on the edge of the D, and the whistle has gone. Fratesi going down Free kick to Italy. Very good position here. Central position just outside the D. And there was a push there, wasn't there, from Gvardiol?
Do you know what stupidity that is from Gvardiol? This is the perfect range, this, I think, for a free kick. Just far enough out where good players can get it up and over the wall and down. It's going to take something special, though, to beat Livakovic, isn't it?
He's better than that, Joško Gvardiol, in that scenario.
Absolutely right. Who's over the ball here? Barilla.
4 of them.
Raspadori.
Chiesa there as well. Well, this feels like a huge moment in this game. 71 minutes played here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Italy, the defending champions, trailing by a goal to nil. It sees them in third with 3 points. It might be enough to send them through anyway as one of the best third-place teams. And I know Chris Sutton is fuming about that in terms of the third place. It's not because of Italy, but just the way that it works. We'll get into that after the game if we need to. But can they find a leveller from this free kick? It's whipped in and straight into the wall from Raspadori behind for another Italy corner.
Yeah. Calafiori at first went with his left foot, stopped, and then Raspadori with his right foot. Good wall, strong wall, Italian corner.
So Raspadori is over to this near side to take us as they look to level things up at 1-1. It's swung in again. Croatia make first contact on the edge of their 6-yard box. Raspadori sends it back in again. Croatia clear away, but again they're so deep, the red and white check shirts. They belatedly try and put a bit of pressure on with Budimir, and Kramaric is waving the rest of his side forward as well as Donnarumma, who saved Modric's penalty before Modric a minute later scored to give Croatia this lead. Clears it long. Italy win a free kick, and a yellow card is going to be brandished as well by our referee Danny Makali. They're racking them up now, Croatia.
Yeah,
he'll be happy. Zlatko Dalic, he said there wasn't enough aggression, that's why they haven't got enough yellows. That's 3 now.
You know what, Croatia put the subs on, still can't tell their formation now. It's about 6 or 7 across the back.
And 10 most of the time, with Budimir pushing on every now and then, but they are desperate to hold on to this. We'll confirm who the yellow was for. It was brandished to a clump of Croatian players, and I'm not sure UEFA know either because it's not flashed up on our screen, so we will confirm that. But here are Italy in possession, trailing by a goal to nil. With Ivanišek, who's just come on, who has gone into the books. So Croatia leading by a goal to nil. They're finishing runners up behind Spain as things stand, and Italy are going to face a nervous wait to see if the defending champions, go through as one of the best third place teams. It's all the way back with Livakovic, who once again is starting to take his time. Well, this is what Zlatko Dalic wanted to see. He's been so clear in the build-up to this tournament. The results we've produced over the last few years are unrivaled for a country of our size, around 4 million population. As the ball goes out of play for an Italian throw midway through the Croatian half. They had the slogan, they had it on T-shirts after they qualified with that 1-0 win against Armenia, saying, we're at our best when the going is hardest. It's the title of their official anthem as Scamacca comes on for Raspadori, the former West Ham man who's had such a brilliant season with Atalanta. But is he going to be lazy? That's the question, that's the criticism. He said it galvanised him when Luciano Spalletti said that about him. How galvanised is he here as Italy look for this equaliser? Or are Croatia going to do it again? Going to show that spirit and that battling attitude and that experience, that quality that is still in the legs of Luka Modric at 38 years of age. It's his goal that's the difference. Out to the left-hand side come Italy and Darmian. It is again wave after wave of blue-shirted attackers. Chiesa slips on the edge of the penalty area. Flag up anyway for offside. And Croatia have a free kick. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, I mean, Darmian is looking along the line there, out on the left-hand side. Shouldn't be offside, he is. I mean, that's ridiculous, it is. Scamacca, yep, which Scamacca are we going to see? Are we going to see the moody Scamacca? We know he's a talented player, but surely he's going to be pumped up and will want to be the difference maker here for this Italian team. 2 up top now, Retegui and Scamacca, 2 central strikers. Got to make sure But they get fed with opportunities.
Ball goes out of play for a throw to Italy, deep in their own territory. All the reaction to what is turning into a thrilling end, certainly for the runners-up position in Group B, will be on the Football Daily. Download that from BBC Sounds. And do check out our special Football Daily episode as well tomorrow morning. Mark Chapman in conversation with Frank Lampard about all things England, including how players deal with criticism from pundits, like the man sitting to my right, Chris Sutton.
Some of these pundits, Vicky, I can't listen to them.
Here are Italy in possession, 14 minutes plus added time to play. And having endured a very dull first half here, that would have been fine for Italy. A point would have seen them through, still would do. The second half has come to life in Leipzig as Di Lorenzo sends a brilliant ball down the right-hand side. Very good defending by Pongracic, and he's helped out by Brozovic as well, but Italy still have it down the right, and Croatia are struggling to get back here. Ball cut into the penalty area. It was a tight delivery, and eventually the flag goes up against Retegui, giving the ball away anyway, and the referee now has seen that the offside flag has gone up, and Croatia is struggling to get the ball away, so they will pull it back for the offside inside the Croatian penalty area. Back to Albania, Spain, Chris Coles.
Albania 0, Spain 1, a bit like your game, Vicky. This is a scintillating watch. Albania are not giving up. They've just seen a Christian Aslani shot, whistle only just wide. Spain were beginning to take control once again, and a measure of how concerned they are, they've brought on two big hitters. Lamine Yamal and Alvaro Morata are on. Albania still searching for 2 goals to give them a chance of making the knockout stages. They trail Spain by 1-0.
If they get those 2 goals, Albania, Italy will be out. They'll finish bottom of the group for the first time in their history at the Euros. Plenty still needs to happen in that game.
There's another booking.
And another booking for Croatia. This time it is Pongracic.
It's incredible. What are they up to now, Vicky? Complaining about the lack of yellow cards? Blimey.
Got 4 now.
I tell you what, though, you just feel the way this game is going, Italy are going to create a big opportunity. They've responded really, really well. They have playing quicker, faster, sharper. That's a careless touch from
what sort
Scamacca.
of Scamacca was that, Chris Sutton? Is that West Ham Scamacca?
That's a careless Scamacca, lazy Scamacca with the touch. The Croatian fans aren't happy.
Yeah, referee Danny McAlee is telling Josip Stanisic to hurry up with this. So to be fair, I mean, obviously they're taking their time over these restarts, Croatia. They're leading by 1-0, but he wasn't really a huge amount of time wasting there from Stanisic. They have the ball over on the left-hand side with Gvardiol as we enter the final 11 minutes plus added time on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Watch on BBC One. You can sync up our commentary as well if you choose the Watch with 5 Live option via iPlayer or the BBC Sport website or the red button. Croatia, as it stands, are going through to the last 16 as runners-up behind Spain. Italy in third will face a nervous wait as the ball is swung into the area. Brilliant header away by Bastoni because Budimir was right behind him and about to nod that in to make it 2-0 Croatia, but the ball spins out of play instead for a Croatia throw. And I think those Croatian fans, they really appreciated that work by Brozovic down this right-hand side, but also it's the first time they've seen the ball anywhere near them for about 15 minutes coming into this half.
Actually made a few passes. It was clever from Modric. 2 quick touches to release Brozovic on the right-hand side. Terrific ball whipped in on the 6-yard line. Cleared the Italian backline, and here goes the main man, the goal scorer, the magician. He's off for Croatia, going off having scored what could be an absolutely vital goal for his team.
It could be the goal that ensures his international career with Croatia doesn't end here. He's not confirmed anything about his international retirement, Modric. He's 38 years of age, but every time he plays now, there is that question, is this the last time we'll see him in a Croatia shirt? Maya is on, but it's Modric who is the main man for Croatia once again as he makes his way to the substitutes bench. Penalty saved by Donnarumma. Moments later, he was in the right place to fire home after another fabulous Donnarumma save in that phase of attack still as Croatia came forward after the penalty. Donnarumma saving from Budimir, but Modric there to lash it into the roof of the net and send these Croatian fans inside Leipzig Stadium wild. Italy have a free kick midway through their own half. They have piled so much pressure on Croatia, Chris, and I think you're right, you have to feel there are going to be more chances for them as they make a double change. Jorginho and Darmian are making way, and Zaccagni and Fagioli into the field of play. So Italy now with the final double roll of the dice as they look to level things up here in Leipzig against Croatia.
Yes, again you'll come out to this left-hand side for Italy. Fagioli will slot into that midfield. Just lost a bit of momentum actually since Scamacca has come on. Croatia have had a good couple of minutes. That's a ridiculous challenge. Here's another card.
Well, let's see. The referee so far.
I would be shocked.
There you go. Chris Sutton, right as usual. Right as usual, even if it takes a little while. Stanisic into the book, and Croatia have 5 yellow cards.
Vicki Sparks.
So, 8 minutes plus added time to play. And Italy in possession. Could be another yellow there as well, but Maya just gets away with a little bump. Challenge as Italy have it once more. It's cleared away by Brozovic, up to Scamacca now, but again a slightly loose touch, won't find Zaccagni. Out on this left-hand side for Italy, and now Croatia come down the right with Stanisic. Lovely little back heel, although it was perhaps ill-advised from Calafiori because it's gone straight to Kramaric, who then does a little drag back himself. That was pretty good. Zaccagni trying to get back now as Maya sends it out to Stanisic on this right-hand side, and for the first time in about 20 minutes, Croatia enjoy a bit of possession.
Yep, absolutely. Interesting changes, and they're actually pressing Italy higher up the pitch, where I had a large period where they were just dropping in, defending deep, but they're being braver. Got Modric off, who doesn't have the legs anymore. Maya on now in the middle of midfield. Greater intensity, but they just don't want to defend deep.
Italy play it forwards, and they almost find Scamacca through the centre, but again a last-ditch interception from Croatia. But the game is becoming more stretched now, and Maya, certainly with his head down, was looking to go forward there. Finds Brozovic on the halfway line out to the left-hand side, and Perisic looking for Maya once more, but it's good covering at the back by Italy. Bastoni, though, trying to play it back to his goalkeeper. Donnarumma can only play it into Budimir, and they're into the penalty area. Croatia, brilliant covering challenge by Calafiori, got a little lucky as well. Couple of ricochets, could have fallen to Croatia as they look to wrap this game up and make it 2-0. It stays at 1-0. It's Croatia with the throw, and their fans are bouncing and dancing and singing all around us once again. Thankfully not throwing beer, but the changes from Zlatko Dalic have made a difference in the last few moments.
Absolutely. Fresh legs, more mobility, much better when they're out of possession. Tell you what, Calafiori did brilliantly there, though. Like Budimir or Maya was going to get on the end of that.
Free kick to Italy. Budimir penalised just outside the penalty area as more plastic cups are thrown from all sides around us. And again, we want to focus on the football. The football's been brilliant, but we have to mention what's going off the pitch as well. I think more fines are going to be coming the way of the Croatian FA as Maya picks it up, drives towards the penalty area. A lovely little dink through. Brozovic looking for Maya once again, just about cleared away by Italy, but Croatia really on top now as they look for this second goal that surely would secure the runners-up position in the group. Brozovic straight into the arms of Donnarumma with that cross back to Albania, Spain. Chris Coles.
Albania are running out of time. 5 minutes to play. They trail Spain by a goal to nil. Still Albania 2 goals shy of where they need to be. Spain controlling possession, but then Albania, when they win it, they flood forward. So many red shirts searching for a goal to get them back into this game, but they're not creating enough. Albania 0, Spain 1, 5 minutes to play.
Thanks, Chris. So England on the brink of the last 16 unless Albania can get those 2 late goals. 2 late goals, which incidentally, if the scoreline stays as it is here, would put Albania into second and Croatia into third on goal difference. And Italy would be out. But at the moment, it's Croatia heading through as runners-up. Italy finishing third with 3 points, which could well be enough to see them through to the last 16, but they have to wait for other results. Here they come, down the right-hand side, ball into the penalty area. It's cleared away by Brozovic. And again, every single kick is being roared to the rafters here in Leipzig as the ball goes out of play for an Italy throw deep in Croatian territory.
Yeah, and there are question marks over Brozovic whether he should keep his place. I tell you what, crucial clearance there. Italy had loaded the box. Chiesa, he's a danger. Down that right-hand side, Croatia have got to find a way of snuffing him out.
Italy in possession on the halfway line. 4 minutes plus added time to play here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Italy build once more down that right-hand side. It's pulled back into a central position and Fagioli once more to the edge of the area. Scamacca lays it off and Italy working it down this right-hand side, and Scamacca was in there inside the 6-yard box and can't get a decisive touch. What a chance for Italy. So many bodies in there. Chiesa was watching to see if he could get involved as well, and Barella stands and watches with his hands on his hips and cannot believe that ball's not been touched in. Fratesi was in there and neither of them, Fratesi or Scamacca, can get a touch on it, and it fizzes across the 6-yard box.
I questioned why Stanisic, the Croatian right-back, was in the team. That was brilliant defending. First of all, the centre-forward play, the link-up between Scamacca and Retegi's brilliant. Scamacca, ball goes into him, plays round the corner, out to Chiesa. And Chiesa thinks he's found Scamacca at the far post. All of a sudden, Stanisic gets across him, and the ball goes through. Big opportunity, Stanisic down now.
He's only taken 87 minutes to win you over. Chris Sutton, I'm sure he'll be delighted.
That's why he's in the team.
And he is down, he's got cramp, and the referee has stopped play.
Has he got cramp? Has he really?
Am I going to cast aspersions on the integrity of a player? I will leave that to you, Chris Sutton. Of course he hasn't. Of course he hasn't. He's fine. He's fine. He's back up to his feet. Italy taking the chance to go over and get a little bit of instructions from Spalletti. And Croatia preparing to make their final change. It's not on yet. I think they're going to wait and just try and eke out as much time as they can with that substitution. 2 minutes plus added time to play. Croatia 1, Italy 0 here in Leipzig. Croatia going through as runners-up. Italy in third on 3 points. Could well be enough to send them through, but they're going to have to wait, the defending European champions, to see if they make the last 16. It will depend on results in other groups. Out to the right-hand side, and now Stanisic, who's perfectly fine, having got up from that cramp in inverted commas. As out to the right-hand side they go once more. Nice little 1-2 with Brozovic, who's everywhere at the moment in the last 10 minutes. Stanisic, good sliding challenge, just put him off at the key moment by Riccardo Calafiori, and it's an Italy goal kick, but time is ticking away. 90 seconds plus added time to play.
Yeah, and do you know what, the substitutions have really worked for Croatia. But from an Italian perspective, 2 up top hasn't worked just yet. Got to still believe they can create an opportunity or two. Here's Juranovic, here he comes.
And Chris Sutton's smile is beaming wide. You've been calling for him all game, but he's on for Kramaric, and Stanisic, your new favourite, is still on.
That's another defender on. Let's go to 3 centre-halves. In fact, Juranovic will just come on. He'll give them legs on that right-hand side. Is a right-back normally, but more defensive type of player.
To be fair, it's been a 1-10 formation for Croatia for quite a while now. But they're doing what they have to do. There's been some valiant defending. There's been some great saves from Livakovic. Italy have been by far the better side since the goal in terms of getting forward, but Croatia will say, well, we have handled everything you've thrown at us so far. Can they continue to do so? How much at a time will we have here in Leipzig on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Calafiori comes forward from centre half for Italy, midway through the Croatia half, out to the left-hand side, and Zaccagni plays it in field now to Barella as Italy look for this equaliser. If they don't get it, they're going to finish third, and that might not be enough for the knockout stages. I'll have to wait and see. what the results are in other groups as they have the ball on the right-hand side. It's played to the edge of the area. Croatia get the foot in, but Italy send it forward once again with Chiesa. Picked up now by Calafiori and worked out to the left-hand side. Huge roar as Croatia make the interception. Brozovic on the slide has cleaned out Bastoni there. Definitely going for the ball. Bastoni stayed down 8 minutes at a time. That's not going to get reception inside the Leipzig stadium.
No. And Bastoni's down. There's another booking. They must have gone from last place to first place today. The Croatians with the yellow cards in this tournament, blimey.
Yeah, Brozovic into the book.
That's a cricket score.
And here come Italy once again. 8 minutes of added time. Scamacca plays it forward. Fratesi. Croatia almost get themselves into a muddle inside their own penalty area, but eventually Stanisic clears it away, and Fagioli picks it up for Italy just inside the Croatia half. Borella now, touch just takes it away from him, but he does retain possession. Gvardiol steps in, the Manchester City man, and gets a foot in, and Italy pick it up inside the centre circle again. But the tension, the drama, the desire inside this stadium, the Croatian fans still roaring their team on us. Scamacca lets fly, and Livakovic watches it behind, but it got a touch. It will be an Italy corner.
Yep, speculative that. 30 yards out, Brozovic shuts him down, right-footed effort. Can the Italians conjure an equaliser up?
Luka Modric, hands on the top of that substitutes bench, watches on, nothing more he can do. The drinks are flying as the Canny prepares to take this. Whips it into the edge of the 6-yard box again. Croatia make first contact, this time through Perisic, and Gvardiol will make second and clears it forward, and that's an intelligent ball as well. And he sent it forward to the substitute Josip Juranovic, who is then pushed over, and Croatia will take that all day long. They're screaming for a yellow card, and in the end it does come as well over on the far side for Calafiori.
Yes, lovely composure, Vicki, from Gvardiol. A lot of defenders in that situation with what's at stake would have just hacked that ball downfield, steadied himself, Gvardiol, and popped the ball to Juranovic, gets his body and wins the free kick. Runs some more of those crucial seconds down.
2.5 minutes of the minimum 8 have been played. It is still Croatia 1, Italy 0. Croatia heading through as runners-up. Italy finishing third, facing a nervous wait to see if they'll make the knockout stages. Incidentally, Calafiori's yellow as Italy have a throw deep inside their own territory. Means he will miss the next match if Italy do reach the last 16. Luka Modric has his hands clasped together on the substitutes bench. He looks as though he's praying. The Croatia captain, it is still his goal, having seen a penalty save moments before, that is the difference, that is sending Croatia through, unless Italy can find a late equaliser. It's Croatia in possession on the left-hand side. They've lost the ball midway through the Italian half, but Perisic very intelligently allows that ball to run out of play. And that's the experience you were talking about, Chris, when he came on.
It is. And they are exactly where they want to be. The Croatians in the Italian half, taking the time. No rush. The job's nearly done.
Out to the left-hand side they go. It bounces over the head of Budimir. Italy trying to clear. Budimir gets a foot in, trying to keep it alive. Ivanishek is up there as well, and Budimir does get a foot in. He's trying a million overhead clearances there, Budimir, and eventually he gets the free kick. And the Italian players, the Canny amongst them, have their heads in their hands. And again, the beer is flying towards the pitch because Croatia have a free kick in a very good position midway through the Italy half. They lead by a goal to nil. You said coming into this game, their manager Zlatko Dalic, the knockout phase is already starting for us tonight. That is how we have to approach this game. They weren't at it in the first half, as they haven't been at it for most of this tournament, but after Modric stuck that ball in the second half, they have defended to a man valiantly, and they're on the brink of confirming their place in the last 16. 3.5 minutes of added time to play. Croatia have the ball on the left-hand side. All they need to do is keep possession. 3.5 minutes will feel like 30 minutes for these Croatian players as Maya brings it in field, gets it back, and now sprays it out to the right-hand side, and Stanisic picks it up down by the byline. Will he take it into the corner, which is littered with beer cans. It actually bounces off a plastic cup, which is thrown by the Croatian fans. God, it's shades of Liverpool and Sunderland and beach balls there, isn't it? If Italy win possession from that, but they haven't. Lovely ball into the area. Perisic brings the ball back across. First time cross. It's poor. It's behind. And it goes behind for a goal kick to Italy, who are running out of time. 3 minutes plus added time to play on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. It's still Croatia 1, Italy 0.
Yeah, Budimir doing a brilliant job for his Croatian team, holding the ball up, linking it at the play. And Perisic off target with the effort, but they've got control of this now, Croatia.
Yeah, there are tired legs out there now from Italy as advantage is played as Croatia come forward. Italy suddenly looking ragged at the back, but Croatia lose the ball just outside the Italian penalty area. Barella then goes down, also went diving in on Brozovic. The decision has gone the way of Italy, and let's see, there's a yellow card here for a previous foul. Well, Brozovic has already been booked. He's not into the book. It's a previous foul. It's been brandished towards Niccolò Fagioli of Italy because there was an advantage played in the earlier move. So he's kept his eye on that, Danny Macaulay. And Italy get us underway. Again, it's all happening here. My beer-soaked team sheet is now covered with yellow highlighter and yellow cards as Gvardiol clears away from inside his own penalty area out to the left-hand side. Italy throw.
Spalletti in his technical area, screaming instructions. They're going direct. The Italians got the two central strikers, Scamacca and Retegui, but not accurate with the balls into them. It's a bit of hit and hope, really.
90 seconds of added time to play. Yes, Scamacca's really been unable to get into the game, and service has been so key to that. There was that ball that flashed across the 6-yard box, but they couldn't convert Italy, and they're on the verge of finishing third in the group and facing a nervous wait to see if the defending champions make the knockout stages. Croatia heading through as runners-up. They've got 60 seconds to hold out here. They lead by a goal to nil, and Budimir has committed a foul just outside the penalty area. He was into the box, had that whistle not gone, but it's a free kick to Italy just outside their own penalty area.
He's been good, I've got to say. Budimir offered that presence up top. Can't do without a big centre forward, Vicki.
Modric is biting his shirt on the bench. He's so nervous as they come forward, Italy. Edge of the penalty area. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Mattia Zaccagni! It's a wonderful curler into the back of the net. And Italy have turned this game around in the dying seconds. They've levelled it up against Croatia, who are flat out on the grass. The Italian substitutes and backroom staff race down the pitch to congratulate Mattia Zaccagni. What a time to get your first goal for your country. It sent Italy, the defending champions, into the knockout stages of Euro 2024.
I thought Croatia had seen this one through. What a finish! It's unbelievable from Zaccagni. It is ball out left-hand side of the box. They work it well through the midfield. There's Calafiori, who's driving the centre half, pops it out to the left-hand side of the box. Zaccagni just strolls onto it with his right foot and bends it brilliantly round Novakovic into the far corner. He's had an outstanding game, but not even he could get to that. It's a wonderful, wonderful finish. And the Italians are level.
A glorious finish from Mattia Zaccagni. What a moment for him. What a moment for Luciano Spalletti. What a moment for Italy.
There's another yellow card. It's a yellow card for Spalletti, getting a yellow card.
That's it! We've kicked off again, but that is it! The referee blows the full-time whistle, and that is how close Croatia were. Seconds, simply seconds away. There are players in tears on the pitch for both Croatia and Italy, because it's Italy who finished second in this group. Croatia finished third, and 2 points may very well not be enough for them to go through as one of the best third-place teams. They were on the brink of going out. They were on the brink of going through. Chris Sutton. Football could be so cruel. It could be so glorious.
I I can barely hear you, Vicki. Players, both sets of players lying on the pitch, the Italians. They can't believe it. They've got out of jail, really, but it's a moment of brilliant. You're right. Football can be cruel at times, and it has been for Croatia. They got themselves in the lead. The substitutions were good from Zlatko Dalic, and they had control of the game, but that one moment of brilliance from Zaccagni. Wonderful, wonderful finish. And Italy somehow get the point they desired, but it looks like Croatia are out. Their fans are just absolutely stunned. They cannot believe it. They've come so close, put everything into the game. Talk about a lack of aggression. There wasn't in the second half. The game went up numerous levels. What a game, what a finish, what a Euros.
98th minute, that goal went in from Zaccagni, and it is the Italy fans that now bounce and celebrate away to our left. What a goal, what a game. As Chris Sutton says, what a Euros, Mark.
How have they done that, Chris? How have Italy managed to get away with that?
You said it was the group of dull at half time. I mean,
well, it was.
It was. It's unbelievable. Well, how have they done it? I mean, first of all, I could maybe scratch my head and think, well, how did Croatia actually go in front? Well, he missed the penalty, he had the drama, seconds later Modric pops it in. And then actually they had real control of it towards the end. Croatia, the Italian substitutions, Scamacca going up top, two centre-forwards. Didn't look like that really was going to work, but I always felt they were going to create the chance, Italy, but then, as the game went on, I thought, well, that's it. It's over, Croatia are comfortable, but that's not even really a big chance. It's half a chance at best, and the way he strolls onto the ball, Zaccagni finishes it. It's a strike of absolute brilliance. He can only beat the goalkeeper in one particular place. Livakovic had been brilliant all game, and he couldn't get near it. The Italian players are going over to their supporters and celebrating. I mean, what a finish, what a goal, what a second half.
Spain have beaten Albania by a goal still. They go through as group winners. They've got 9 points. They've won all 3 games. Italy finished second with 4. Croatia are in third with 2. And Albania have 1. It is going to be very, very difficult for Croatia to make it as a third best place side. For example, they'll need Slovenia to lose by 4 as things stand. They're both on 2 points. Croatia's goal difference is -3. Slovenia's is level at the moment. They're either side of that line for the best third place side. So the simplest way to point it out is it's going to be very difficult for Croatia to get through as a best third place side. There'll be a lot of attention, Arne Friedrich, who's alongside me in the studio. There'll be a lot of attention on Zaccagni's finish, but the run from Calafiori from the centre half in the 97th minute was brilliant.
It was for sure. First of all, I wonder why there is like 8 minutes, additional time. But now we know why, because Italy made it obviously through that. So sometimes you need some higher force. But to be honest, I'm still speechless about the second half. I mean, the first half we can just like simply cross out. There was nothing really going on. But the second half, it's a mix of emotions. And after the game, you see everyone crying on the field, the Croatia because they lost, to Italy because they made it through. And this is what I love about football. I mean, sometimes you can't really expect what happens next, and this is pure emotions on both sides, and it's brutal, obviously, for Croatia. They look to be, through, and now all of a sudden it's mostly all gone. It's crazy.
James Horncastle, can you take the positives out of that from an Italian point of view?
Well, I mean, it looked like it was going to be the nightmare scenario where they were going to have that nervous wait to see if they would go through as third place finishes. I mean, it did feel like Spalletti was just throwing everything at it at the end. I didn't think that they were ever going to score, and in the end they got a goal that was quite reminiscent of the one that Del Piero scored in Dortmund in that World Cup semi-final in 2006. I mean, talk about the finish from Zaccagni, but what a run from Calafiori. Calafiori, the young centre-half, who hadn't been capped until the warm-up games for this tournament, showed great personality to just drive forward, great initiative, and what a memorable moment that will be for him.
Vicki, from my pictures at the moment, have Italy left the field, and it looks like it's Croatia who are sort of getting acclaim from their supporters.
Yeah, the Italian players went straight to their fans, huge big celebrations. Now some of them are conducting their post-match media interviews, but yeah, the Croatia players, as you say, Mark, away to our right, are standing, they're taking off those red and white check shirts, and they're standing in front of their fans. I have to say that the vast majority of whom have stayed inside this stadium to take the acclaim of their... to show that their appreciation as the players take the acclaim of their fans, because they were seconds. I think we had 2 touches of the ball when Croatia kicked off again, and the referee blew his whistle, and as you say, and as has been said, it was a stunning goal from Zaccagni, and Chris touched on it in commentary. Livakovic had another outstanding game. He's been such a giant for Croatia in recent years, was so brilliant at penalty saving heroics at the World Cup, and only a shot of quality was going to beat him tonight, and that's what it was.
The 2 Donnarumma saves as well. I know, Chris, in the end that the ball finally ended up in the back of the net, but the penalty save and the save immediately after that, before Modric put the rebound in, were both world class.
I think I would have saved the penalty. He didn't really hit it.
No, you wouldn't.
It wasn't a great penalty.
It was. Hang on a minute.
Well, it couldn't have been a great penalty because he missed it. He telegraphed it.
It was a good save.
It was good. It wasn't.
I'm not going to talk to you then. James Horncastle, that was a good penalty save, wasn't it?
Magnificent. I mean, a reminder that he was the player of the tournament 3 years ago on the basis of penalty shootout epics against Spain and against England, of course, in the final. I mean, he's been their player of the tournament so far. He made a great save in stoppage time against Albania to ensure that they won that game, saved it with his armpit, and then, of course, against Spain, he was probably the only player to emerge with any credit. He made 8 saves that night. So initially they think of Donnarumma as being worthy heir to Gigi Buffon, and they also think he should be in the conversation to be the best among the best in the world. I think outside of Italy he's rarely put in that conversation, but in this tournament so far he's shown how good he is.
The only last 16 tie that we definitely know now is the one involving Italy, because the Group A winners, who are Germany, need to wait to find out who finishes second in Group C. Spain, who've won Group B, get a third place side, so that'll take a little while to shake down. But Anna, it will be here in Berlin, Switzerland against Italy, and on the basis of what we've seen from Switzerland, that would be very difficult for the defending champions.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you should never underestimate Italy. I mean, it's like sometimes it takes a little longer and not like the most, amazing football to win games, but I've seen obviously the game yesterday against Germany. Switzerland did so well. I mean, they defended well. They're very strong up front as well. But Italy again today, and sometimes those momentums like today, if you win, can shape a team even more. So, and after group stage, everything is possible. So the odds obviously are for Switzerland, but I still count on Italy. I mean, they're so hard to beat.
They will have momentum, won't they, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's about getting over the line. I was just filling in my wall chart actually as you came to me. Then I got my Euros wall chart.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. Can I ask a question? Why you carry a wall chart with you when surely the very definition of it is that it should be on the wall?
That's a good point. But I tell you what, it's so exciting filling it in. That's why I brought it. I'm so excited. I mean, did you not see the end of that game? And I'd actually penciled in Croatia earlier into second, but I've just penned in Italy.
Right.
Very exciting.
Against Switzerland.
I was just doing the group. I haven't got to that yet.
You've interrupted him, Mark. He's put his pen down, professional that he is.
Anyhow, it will be a challenge, James, the Swiss game on what we've seen. Do you sort of agree with Arna, though? They might just get a bit of momentum from this.
Oh, chappers, I mean, 15 minutes at the end of sort of last night, there was a moment when it looked like Italy might play Germany. So in some respects there will be some relief. However, in the last World Cup qualifying campaign, it was Switzerland that qualified out of the group at Italy's expense. Jorginho missed penalties in both games against Switzerland in Bern and in Rome, so they know how awkward an opponent Switzerland can be. We've seen how good Switzerland have been so far in this tournament so far. So, I mean, I'm not sure how much momentum they'll take from this, because it did feel quite disjointed. They played with a different system tonight. Okay, they played with it in March, but again, it's the first time they played with a back three in this tournament. Different personnel as well. So I think they'll just be relieved tonight rather than think of taking any momentum out of it.
But tournaments are about moments, and where Italy have been a bit flat, it could just be. Italy have quality players. Chiesa actually came on initially when he came on. He looked devastating. He really did. Very direct. But maybe that's the moment. We've seen Italian teams of the past go far in tournaments, win tournaments when they haven't started particularly well. But Zaccagni's goal may be a turning point for them, and I think they'll fancy playing Switzerland. In truth, the Swiss are a good side, but just never know with this Italian team.
Okay, James, Vicky, thank you. Chris, we'll let you fill in your portable chart.
Thank you. I'll send you a picture.
Thanks, can't wait. Arne, thank you as well for your company this evening here in Berlin. We'll hear from Frank Lampard for the final 20 minutes after Jill McKenzie.